Kara had always been drawn to mirrors. As a child, she spent hours staring at her reflection, mesmerized by how it mimicked her every move. But it wasn't until she moved into her new apartment that she started noticing something strange. It began with small things: a flicker of movement when she wasn't looking, a change in expression that didn't match hers, or the occasional sensation that someone was standing behind her just out of sight. At first, Kara shrugged it off. Her life was busy. She was adjusting to her new job, and stress often made her see things that weren't there. But one night, everything changed. Kara had come home late from work. The apartment was quiet. The only sound was the hum of the fridge. As she walked past the hallway mirror, she caught her reflection out of the corner of her eye. She stopped. Her reflection didn't move. It just stood there, staring at her with a strange, vacant look. Confused, Kara turned to face the mirror directly. Her reflection smiled at her, but Kara hadn't smiled. In fact, she hadn't moved a muscle. Her heart raced. She backed away, her eyes locked on the mirror. The reflection continued to smile, wider now and naturally wide, as if it were stretching its mouth to an impossible degree. Kara's breath caught in her throat. The smile seemed to linger, even after she pulled her gaze away and turned to walk down the hall. That night, sleep wouldn't come. Every time she closed her eyes, she could see that horrible, distorted smile behind her eyelids. She got up, trying to shake off the feeling, but when she passed the hallway mirror again, she froze. This time, her reflection wasn't standing still. It was walking toward her, step by slow, deliberate step. She staggered back, her heart pounding in her chest. She grabbed the nearest object, a chair, and hurled it at the mirror. The glass shattered, but as it cracked, she saw something that made her blood run cold. The reflection of her shattered face was still smiling. Panicked, Kara rushed to the phone to call for help. She dialed her friend, her hands shaking so violently that she could hardly press the numbers. The phone rang twice before the line went dead. She looked at the screen. There was no signal. Kara spun around, her eyes scanning the room for an escape. But when she glanced back at the broken mirror on the floor, she froze again. There, in the shards of glass, were pieces of her own face shaped into a wide, grotesque grin. And then, from the broken mirror, a voice echoed. It was her own, but deep and distorted, as if it was coming from far, far away. "You can't escape me?" Kara screamed, but the reflection in the shattered glass continued to smile. And the last thing she saw before everything went dark was her own face, smiling back at her from the broken pieces of the mirror.